Hello and welcome to City Beat. I'm your host Greg from the Lewiston City Library. Joining me today is Miss Samantha Skinner from the Twin County United Way. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure having you on the show. So, first off the bat, what made you decide to apply for, you're the executive director of the Twin County United Way. What made you decide to take that position?
Oh, I had been in a great role for a local company for about 13 years. I really enjoyed what I was doing, working a lot with nonprofits and investing on the corporate side as a funder to some nonprofits. And so going to the nonprofit side was something I always thought would happen, something that I thought I would do in my life. And this opportunity came up, and it was the right time and the right opportunity, and I've been going full speed ever since.
Oh, that's great. And how long have you been with the Twin County United Way now?
I just marked 4 months, so four
still,
full months.
It's still a fairly new transition for you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that it takes about a year because with all of the events and activities that take place, I think I'll pull the "I'm still new" phrase out for at least a year.
And so, for those folks in the Valley and other places who don't really know, what exactly does the Twin County United Way do?
We are a local nonprofit that really works to look at the local needs right here in the LC Valley. Our area is both Nez Perce and Asotin counties, and we just look, what are the most critical needs in those counties? Who are the organizations and the people that are bringing passion to really solve those issues and are helping to move the dial to better our communities? And then, really work to gather funds and conduct workplace giving programs and seek donors to come together to collectively help those organizations and make a difference to better lives right where we live. So.
Oh, that sounds great. And so summer's just coming to a close. What kind of events do you have typically in the summers for folks to look forward to next year?
Well, we start a little bit in the spring is really when we have our events kick off. And I think probably one of the most popular that people know about is in May when we conduct our Day of Caring. This year we had 250 volunteers come out and really just do a community-wide day of service. And next year, so the Friday, it's always the Friday before Mother's Day. Next year, May 6th, will be our 20th anniversary of this event. So it's continued to grow. It's gotten bigger each year, and next year will be the 20th anniversary. So we're really looking to take it to a new level.
That's right. And so if people want to volunteer for that type of event, especially the Day of Caring, what kind of activities does the Day of Caring?
We do a variety of activities, and really this year was kind of unique in that we had volunteers that were out helping some of our nonprofit partners with fundraisers, their signature fundraiser events. One happened to take place on the same day, and so we had volunteers out helping with that. We had other volunteers going around town hanging posters to share word about other nonprofit events. And then we also have the hands-on, get down and dirty volunteer activities. We had LCSC volleyball team out, and they were weeding a man's house that needed some help, and we had Clearwater paper out painting and reading to kids in the schools, Inland Cellular. We just have a lot of businesses come together, send us teams of volunteers, and then individuals as well, and really we try to get out not only to support and help our 24 nonprofit partners, but also any nonprofit in the community can request services of volunteers on that day, and we'll send them out.
Oh, that sounds like a fantastic opportunity for everyone to really kind of help out in the Valley.
Yeah, and actually this year will be our second, this October 2nd, so it's a Friday, we are going to do our second Student Day of Caring. So local high school kids are out of school on that day, and we're going to try and keep them busy for most of the morning. We'll be working on some projects, and so if any students want to get involved, contact their contact us at the Twin County United Way office, or they can contact their coach and get teams involved, or maybe an advisor, or just help us spread the word. We'd like to have some kids out.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. That sounds great. And it sounds like your annual giving campaign is coming up soon. So what does that entail, and what does that involve?
It is a massive process. I've conducted employee giving campaigns for 13 years for one organization, and so hopefully I can take some of that expertise and expand it. But the United Way has been doing this for many years. We do workplace giving, so employers can have us come in and talk about the services that their dollars will go to. A lot of employers in our community are generously provide a match to their employee contributions, and employees really, they can give in a couple of ways, but really the easiest and what we see the most of is that payroll deduction, so we help facilitate that process too.
Oh, that sounds really nice. And so with your annual campaign coming up, who has been elected your annual campaign chair this year?
Oh, so our honorary campaign chairs are the McIntosh family. Doug and Brenda McIntosh, as well as Art and Michelle McIntosh, and their dog Max even got in on the action. But yeah, so Doug and Art are fourth generation farmers. They've been in the valley for forever, as has, Brenda her family has been in the valley, Morgan Brothers, for a long time. So these are people that have been in the community for a long time, that are longtime supporters of the United Way. But I think most people might know them now as they're the owners of Lindsay Creek Vineyards. And so people are, I think maybe a new crowd of people are getting to know them. So they'll really help. Hopefully, their responsibility in that role is to help raise the level of visibility for the campaign, and I think they're a good choice for that.
Yeah, they sound like an excellent choice. And so this year, what is the campaign goal?
$900,000.
Wow.
I know, right? Last year we raised $791,000, which is a lot, and we've seen that incremental increase year after year, a 5% increase, a 10% increase, a 15% increase. And last year, that was the biggest campaign we've ever had. And so, I'm being asked, like, why the increase to 900,000? And I think really every year we get so many requests for funds that we're unable to fill. The need is always greater than the resources. And so really what we hope to do is share with the community that this is more the need. And we know that we have a generous community and a strong community that's going to help us address more needs rather than, focus on just increasing more than what we have in the past. And so, yeah, it's a big goal.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way to put it for folks too. It's not that you guys are looking for more, it's that the need is there and it's already present, and in order to meet that need, the goal has to raise.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how can people get involved?
So there's a number of ways. If you are a small employer and you have a handful of employees, just call our office, stop by. Everything is on our website at TCUW.org. All of our contact information. I think even my cell phone number's on there, so you can track me down. But if you're a small employer, we can come out, we can bring you forms, and it doesn't have to be payroll deduction. We can charge people's credit cards for simplicity on a quarterly basis. We can bill them directly, but if you're a small employer and you help us get into your employees, that's potential donors that we didn't have access to. Of course, the large employers in the Valley most run an employee giving campaign and are generous about letting us come in to talk to employees, payroll deduction, all of those options. And then, if you're an individual, reach out to us directly. We'd love to get in contact with you. Sometimes I have people that retire, and so they no longer have that workplace giving. We still can work with you. We'll do whatever we can, whether it's sending you a bill or charging a credit card for you or making it as easy as possible on you.
And it's so nice to give because it definitely benefits just folks here in the community.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, Twin County United Way is unique in that way. Like, we look at the complexity of people's lives and then the complexity of our community, and then we really focus on what are the greatest needs here and what is going to work locally and what is working locally. And that's what we fund and bring those resources together.
That sounds fantastic. So I've heard this term before. What is a corporate champion?
So corporate champions are businesses that agree to pay Twin County United Way administrative costs. So when we're printing pledge cards, salaries for employees, everything from keeping the lights on in the building to a computer on our desks, all of those things, our corporate champions agree to have their donations go directly to that, so that when you or I or the average person makes a donation, more of our dollar can go directly towards services. And so that's what our corporate champions do.
Oh, they sound like a good group of folks.
They are, and we have them listed also on our website too. So I encourage you to support those businesses, because they're businesses that are helping folks out locally.
And so we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but I kind of want to go back to it for a minute. How are the funds raised during the annual campaign used?
They are done through a competitive grant process. So some donations people direct exactly where they want to go, and we always honor donor requests. So if you give to your favorite charity, then we pass through those funds to that favorite charity. But we also have the option of you saying, you know what, I'm just going to give my donation to our community impact fund. And that fund, we look at all of those nonprofits that are in our community, and we say, who is working to address those needs that we've identified are the most critical, and then we allocate those funds and we provide grants to those organizations on a 2-year basis. So, whenever you mark, I'm going to the community needs, you're really saying, I'm going to give my dollars to be put to where they can do the most good.
And that sounds great. I mean, what are some of the places that they go? What are some places that are helped most often?
Well, we definitely have a full list of 24 partner agencies and nonprofits that we work with, but some I think that everyone recognizes: Boys and Girls Clubs of the Lewis-Clark Valley, Community Action Partnership, the Idaho Food Bank. Those are some of the bigger organizations, the YWCA. But I think, that's a little bit about the one of the offerings of the United Way is that some of the smaller organizations that, Special Olympics, for example, a very small nonprofit in our area, and we're able to provide them with funds. They don't have paid staff. They don't have, it's totally volunteer here in our community for that option. So we really are their way to get to employers and to get funds. And I was talking to their volunteer director, and she said, the United Way really allows us to work more on our programs and our services and work with the athletes rather than fundraising. And so that's really one of those benefits that the United Way offers to nonprofits.
Oh, that's fantastic. And as we're kind of wrapping up here, what is FamilyWise?
Oh, so FamilyWise is a prescription discount program, and you can pick up a card at the Twin County United Way office. It's totally free. It's for either underinsured or uninsured individuals that need to get a prescription. And so if it's a prescription that your insurance doesn't cover, or if you don't have insurance, it offers you a discount. And we started this program in 2007, and we've saved local residents just in our area $1.2 million since then.
Wow.
Yeah, so just under $150,000 a year, so for local residents. So if you know of anyone that needs that, certainly reach out to us, and we have those cards.
Well, Samantha, it's been great having you on the show today. Thank you so much for being here.
You bet. It was a pleasure to be here, and I encourage you to participate in our upcoming campaign and live united, of course.
All right, thank you so much. On behalf of our guest, Samantha Skinner, myself, and everyone else here, we hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time on City Beat.